now we come on the sustainable development. What is sustainable development? The development that meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. This is recorded by the Brundtland in 1987. This definition is given by them. And what is sustainable development? The development in which we don't harsh any kind of component of environment in the field of atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. Societal emphasis has to shift from a destructive, exploitative philosophy to one of the foster long-term production and the environment and its inhabitants. The concept of sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of present people and without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. We don't harsh any kind of water, any kind of air and any kind of land material. The quality of life of the present generation without excessive use or abuse of natural resources which are given by the God, which are given by the nature, so that they can preserve for that the next generation also. This is the sustainable development. The term of sustainable development first coined in 1972 at the United Nations conferences, which is the part of environmental conferences on human environment at Stockholm. The most important piece of writing on sustainable development is the publication by World Commission on Environment and Development (WCED) in 1987. Our Common Future in 1992. This is the another conference. This is the series of conferences which are held in different decades. In 1992 at the Earth Summit we are called that, and that is held in the Rio de Janeiro. 170 countries signed many important documents on sustainable development. Pledging preserve our environment. Preserve our environment means the component of our environment. It is the atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. There are three aims for sustainable development: is the economic, ecological and social guarantee. To attain the balanced growth economically, ecologically, preserve the ecosystem components. These are the abiotic component and biotic, both the component. Abiotic is non-living components, all the nutrients, all the land portion, all the water quality, all the environmental concern we earlier studied. The objective laid down by the Brundtland reports as follows: dividing the growth, changing the quality of growth. The main aim to understand the sustainable development or the meeting essential needs of all the terms of job, food, energy, water and sanitation available for every individual. Ensuring a sustainable population, conserving and enhancing the resources. Reorientation technology, building technology that's less exploitive, managing environment and economics in decision making. This is the particular concept of sustainable development. And what is the need for sustainable development? That question arises in all minds. All are said that these development, do that development in the mean of sustainable development, do another kind of development in mean of sustainable development. What does it mean and what is the need of that? There are several challenges that need attention in the arena of economics, development and environmental depletion. Hence, the idea of sustainable development is essential to address the following issues, that is to prevent the environmental degradation, to ensure a safe life for every human being present on the earth or every wildlife present on the earth, to check the exploitation technology and find alternative sources as the population increasing day by day. to check the over-exploitation and wastage of natural resources. This is the prime and major issue. To regenerate renewable energy resources, these are the recycle, reuse and repurposes. We have to use the natural resources, keep in our mind the recycling process, the reuse process, the rethinking and repurposing. These are the component of the sustainable development. While discussing the components of sustainable development, different criteria have been used depending on the context and levels of decision making. The components are broadly divided into three elements: social, economical and environmental. These are that the social components, workers' health and safety. All the points come in the sustainable development, not the disaster point of view, not the degradation only, not the degradation of abiotic components or the non-living components, rather than that the workers' health and safety, impact on local communities, quality of life, benefits of disadvantaged groups. These are the social components. The second is the economic components, creation for new markets and opportunities for sale growth, cost reduction through efficiency and improvement and reduced energy and raw material inputs, creation of additional values. One more addition in that the NCR, the non-conventional resources we use, and more emphasis on that we used in the industries as a raw material, the non-conventional, and all the energy resources are used in the industries are the non-conventional this time, and we get the rebate also in that. The third point is the environmental components: reduce waste, effluent generation, emission into the environment, reduce impact on human health, use of renewable raw materials, elimination of toxic substances which are accumulated in the environment. These are the some driving force which are in the sustainability. These are the health and safety, human and other organisms, financial, property values, profit, taxes, aesthetic values, civic pride and values, the law. All the good intentions in the world are not equal to arm of law. Our biggest challenge is this new century is to take an abstract idea like sustainable development and turn into the reality for all the world's people. That the quote given by the Kofi Annan in 2001, because in the conferences we always discussing about the sustainable development in many books, we always read the sustainable development, but it is very biggest challenge for this century is to take this idea in a reality, in a practical form. In every individuals we have know about the sustainable development. What is the development? What is the kind of sustainable development? No harm to the environment, economy and social issues. Why the pollution increases? The prime factor is the population growth. Because the population growth, the need for natural resources increases, the demand of natural resources, the resource consumption increases. For the particular one, increase the population, high standard of living, also the main reason to the resource consumption more and more. This increase because the high standard of living, we use much and much things, and that increase the pollution. More resource consumption, more waste generation, that increases the pollution. The growth of population is basic to interaction between man and his environment. According to an estimate, over 80 millions of people are added to the world's population every year. 80 millions of the people. That means more food must be produced, more water for drinking and agricultural purposes, more material to provide shelter. Bigger population has put bigger pressure on environment and increased the demand of earth resources. The impact of human activities on environment was negligible 3000 years ago when less than 100 million people inhabited on the earth. In comparison to today's scenario, besides the geographical distribution of the people, the concentration of people in the urban areas and demographic characteristics of regional population also have an important influence in the effect of human activity on environment. This is the anthropogenic activity and the main activity which harsh the environment. Every 2 years, the United Nations makes projection for future population growth. Its latest median projection is the population 9.7 billion in 2050 and 10.9 billion in 2100. This is very drastic condition. Thomas Malthus theorized the population grow in geometric progression. The geometric progression is a sequence by multiplying the previous one by a fixed non-zero number called the common ratio. This is the present and our future scenario, which seems very disastrous condition. Example, in the sequence 2, 10, 50, 250 and 1250, the common ratio is 5. And additionally, he stated the food production increases arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression, this is the environmental concern in the form of arithmetic progression and the law of diminishing return and population growth. The effects of population growth. In the meantime, the population growth remain a series of problems in poor nations in southern hemisphere. In poor countries, birth rate remain high because children still work 8 or 10 hours a day to generate income, and the adults they care for aging parents. Though the less developed world families average 4 and 5 children in rural area, and the number may be 6 or 8. That is according to the World Bank. There is great regional disparity in population size, in turn has important implications for the environmental important and the human activities. More than 90% of the population growth is among less developed regions. This is a scenario about the population growth in the form of the arithmetic means. This is a population growth scenario in the environmental concern, and later we discussed about the habitats, ecological footprints and different LCA methods for these scenarios. Thank you.